Your name is Raz Alibaba. You are a young, thin but athletic and handsome rabbit boy. You like sports a lot. You are very good at running and jumping. You always try to keep in good shape. You also have enviable long hair. Unfortunately, you have a difficult life, as your hierarchical level in Arab Hindu is too low, so you are very poor. You live in the slums of Arab Hindu. Food is scarce and, as you are a rabbit, your nature calls you to eat carrots, which unfortunately are very difficult to obtain. You already have experience with this life, and a long time ago you discovered that a villager had a small private carrot farm in her cabin. Your hunger was too much that from time to time you would sneak into her crops and borrow some carrots, even choosing only the best ones to take with you. You almost always got away with it, until today when they discovered you. The owner of the carrot crops came back and found you rummaging through her land, and when you realized that, you just froze. Because of the nerves of the moment, you accidentally let out an embarrassing fart. And everything fell silent. In the blink of an eye everything had changed. It turns out that this village girl was actually a rather powerful witch. Obviously the witch was not happy at all seeing you rummaging through her property, and even less so stealing her carrots, so as punishment she cast a spell on you that transformed you into a carrot. Although it was definitely a terrible experience, you were very lucky that the witch only limited herself to that. The best part is that she just left you lying on the ground, leaving you alone. A few days passed, and you lay abandoned among the carrot fields, right where the witch had left you. Although it was obviously a drastic change in your life, it didn't take you long to adapt. In some way, the witch ended up helping you more than harming you with the punishment, because thanks to having transformed you into a carrot you no longer needed to worry about eating, and your life was now extremely simpler as you did not need anything else but to remain lying on the ground. As time went on, you began to understand more about your new carrot body. It was a bit strange and even uncomfortable at first because you were now literally your own favorite food. Soon you discovered more functions of your vegetable body, including, yes, you just discovered that carrots also fart. There were also certain advantages to your transformation, as even all of your clothes were somehow preserved. Your worn, baggy, yellowish silky satin pants and your short, silky purple satin vest. All of your clothes still protected you, as they had somehow adapted to your new body, especially your pants, as they had been reduced to a kind of sheath that covered half of your body up to the carrot tip. Your whole life was peaceful, until one day the witch came back. The time for the harvest had come. You got very nervous as soon as you heard that she was approaching. The worst thing was that she seemed to be coming directly to you. Because of your nerves you let out some gas. The witch had just chosen you to feed her horse. You panicked as soon as they brought you close to the animal's snout. You prayed that they wouldn't do to you exactly what they were about to do. You could feel in great detail how the horse inhaled and exhaled very excitedly all over your body as they brought you closer to it. In a second you began to feel a lump in the back area inside your pants case, a lump with a good weight. Yes, after all you were still a rabbit and your nature made you literally shit yourself due to the stressful situation you were going through. More freshly expelled carrot pulp, your excrement only caused the horse to become even more interested in you, and in a fraction of a second. Even though for a few seconds you felt absolutely nothing, an avalanche of agonizing pain came over you. The horse had taken a good bite out of you, practically taking half of your head, and from the wound only fresh carrot juice was dripping. Your blood.
Oh, you are a magnificent carrot. You have charmed my horse and he normally spits out carrots. So, I suppose you will be quite a treat for him, but wait, he obviously can't eat this rubbish, so if you'll allow me.
The witch tells you while holding you. She then proceeded to take off your vest and pants so that she could leave you completely naked and appetizing for the horse so that he could devour you completely. You hadn't even finished processing all the horrible pain caused by the horse's bite, and the witch was already bringing you closer to her snout again. Like a good rabbit, you couldn't stop farting because of the terror you were experiencing. It was kind of funny to see how your braid, thin woven carrot stems didn't stop vibrating and shaking from the tip due to all your farts. Unfortunately for you, your gases only sharpened your sweet and tempting aroma of fresh carrot, increasing the horse's interest in you. You couldn't stop screaming in terror, you begged for mercy and you prayed Indian mantras non-stop while you watched with great fear the huge and scary open snout of the horse getting closer and closer to you. And there you were, the witch holds the entire lower half of your body with her fingers, in this remaining carrot-like half only your tiny cock, buttocks, and cottony rabbit tail were present as everything else disappeared in practically a second. On the other hand, the horse was placidly tasting you, your entire upper half. Your composition, your texture, and your juicy sweet taste were a delight for the horse, who chewed happily and completely unaware of all the hellish suffering he was forcing you to go through inside his snout. Inside you could only feel the uncomfortable viscous heat of the animal's saliva everywhere, while at the same time you were cruelly dismembered and ground alive with its teeth. With the horse's chewing your eye moved from one place to another, your nose and mouth, even your braid twisted to the sound of the movements of the horse's tongue. Meanwhile, outside, you managed to defecate for the last time, probably due to some involuntary muscle reflex of yours or due to the lack of coordination due to having lost the entire upper half of your body. You managed to expel a good mass of rotten carrot pulp. Somehow unconsciously and involuntarily you managed to get revenge because the witch was still holding you with her hand at the moment you shit. Unfortunately, shitting in the witch's hand did nothing useful. She simply got a little upset but ignored it. She just waited for her horse to finish swallowing the mouthful that was already in its mouth so she could deliver your last half. But all this was just a prelude to all the real fun. Once the horse finished grinding and swallowing you, your journey through its entire digestive system began. For you, it was like sliding down a system of slides, similar to that humble public water park you once went to. But this time it seemed like the slides were endless, and they felt increasingly tighter, and for some strange reason you began to feel weaker and weaker the further you went. And this was because the horse's digestive system was digesting you, absorbing all your nutrients and consequently taking away your vital energy. There came a point where you became extremely weak and unconscious, but when you woke up, the first thing you saw was a distant light that you quickly approached. For a moment you believed that your suffering as a carrot was finally over and that, as a good Hindu, you could finally be reincarnated. Sadly, for you, this was not the case.